Do you feel like you are stuck in a rut? No matter what you do, you just don't feel that confident to take the next step by yourself? Well, maybe that is exactly what you need to do. Live by yourself. Now, I'm not talking permanently unless you want to. But if you are in your 20s and you can afford to move out of your home temporarily, then this might be the best decision you take in the next 5 years. And here's why. It helps by boosting our confidence. When we move out of our home, we are solely responsible for accomplishing our goals by ourselves. Now, when we are able to do that, no matter how big or small, our brain sees that as victories. It can be as small as finding a new apartment in a completely unknown city or moving to a new town or city for a new job. See, when we are with our family, every task is shared and therefore the responsibility and the accountability for it is also shared. While that is one of the best things of being with family, it is also extremely important that we too learn to see our task through from beginning to end. And therefore, when you start to live alone and achieve those mini victories of doing your daily tasks or a major victory once in a while, your brain sees that as achievements and victories, and that helps in boosting up your confidence. I have been living away from my home for the last 8 years, and while I do miss my home, I felt it was essential at that time for my growth, for my confidence in building trust, and also I had that faith in myself. And I believe anybody can move out of their home and stay alone if they want to and they can afford to. Secondly, you learn great people skills or what we call interpersonal skills. One of the most important things that we learn is putting our point assertively while respecting people's boundaries. When we are with family, we know there are family, there are parents, and therefore we often try to stretch our boundaries by maybe getting angry at them or bickering with them and shouting with them. This does not happen when you live with strangers. It is extremely important that you respect their boundaries of when you're bringing over your guests, of what are your wishes, is the music level from your speaker. This helps in developing a mutual respect, great interpersonal skills, because you learn to communicate with strangers in the right way when you're living in a co-space. And finally, overall, it builds a great communication skill set for your personal life. Freedom to explore. Now, this is a coin that has two sides. You can use this freedom in the best way possible as an incredible stepping stone in your career, and maybe some people use it in the worst way possible, and their lives often go in the wrong track. Now, in almost a decade of me staying outside my home, I have seen the best and the worst. I have seen my friends, colleagues, people in my network build incredible careers, alternative sources of income, build businesses, and explore their passions too. Let's say for me, if I am at home, our home has an early to bed and early to rise policy, which is a great one. It's very healthy for you. However, when I stayed in hostel, at that time, I had the freedom to maybe stay up at 1 a.m. in the night because I was working on a new project. I was working on something productive. And that is something that works both ways. My parents know that I'm working on something productive. Our house can go on with its own set of rules and regulations. Therefore, when we have that freedom to explore, you find new passions, you are able to explore them, build on them, and maybe find something in you, a new quality in you, a new passion in you that is worth exploring and building on. Have new experiences that shape you. The first trip I went with my friends was when I moved out of my home to the first city that I started working in. I never had gone on a trip with friends before, and the main reason was that our parents or even my parents were always worried that, there might be some mishap, there might be some accident. After I moved out and started to take responsibility for myself, my parents saw that I am a responsible adult, and slowly That faith grew with them, and eventually I was off to my first trip. It was an incredible experience. Planning your first trip, going through with it, and then returning back home with a lot of memories is one of the best things you can remember from your early work life or maybe late college life. So, when you move out of your home, you slowly start taking your own decisions, and that often feels unnerving at first because you have never taken a decision by yourself 100%. So, when you start taking these decisions, 8 out of 10 times they would be right decisions. So, you understand which is the right path, how to approach that right path, how to talk to people, how to take the right decisions, what are the passions that you would like to explore, any hobbies, if you want to build an alternate source of income, and especially bundling all of these together. When you live in a city, you build your own network, you build your own friend circle, you pay your own rent, probably you go to the gym that you selected. You are responsible and accountable for your entire life there, and that helps build you into an incredible competent person, a person who can look after their parents as they start aging. I know that not everybody can afford to move out of their home due to different kinds of responsibilities. So if you are somebody who cannot move out of your home for some reason or the other, check out my next video and tell me if you agree with me in the comments below about the advantages of staying out of your home.